On October 31, 1984, India witnessed a tragedy. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her own Sikh bodyguards. This act, driven by the simmering tensions of Operation Blue Star, ignited a firestorm of violence against the Sikh community. The streets of Delhi and other cities became engulfed in chaos and bloodshed. The 1984 anti-Sikh riots remain a dark chapter in India's history. For 3 days, mobs roamed the streets. They targeted Sikhs, their businesses and their homes. The brutality was shocking. It was a pogrom fueled by fear, anger and political opportunism. The government's response was slow and inadequate, further emboldening the perpetrators. The world watched in horror as the death toll climbed. Thousands of Sikhs were killed, their lives extinguished in a whirlwind of hate. The scars of those 3 days run deep, reminding us of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of unchecked prejudice. To understand the 1984 riots, we must rewind to June 1984. The Golden Temple in Amritsar, the holiest shrine in Sikhism, became the epicenter of a crisis. A militant leader, Yarnal Singh Bhindranwale, and his followers occupied the temple complex. They demanded an independent Sikh state called Khalistan. Indira Gandhi, facing mounting pressure, authorized a military operation. Operation Blue Star was launched to remove Bhindranwale and his group from the Golden Temple. The operation was controversial from the start. Many Sikhs saw it as a desecration of their holiest site. The Indian army stormed the temple complex. The ensuing battle lasted for days, resulting in significant casualties on both sides. Bhindranwale was killed, but the operation deeply wounded the Sikh community's psyche. The resentment and anger it generated set the stage for the horrific events that would follow. The assassination of Indira Gandhi provided the spark. Organized mobs, allegedly with the support of some political elements, unleashed a wave of violence against Sikhs. The violence was systematic and targeted. Mobs used voter lists to identify Sikh homes and businesses. Men, women and children were brutally murdered. Many were burned alive, their screams echoing through the streets. The police, either complicit or overwhelmed, offered little protection. The government's response was slow and inadequate, further fueling the violence. The riots left an indelible mark on the Sikh community. Thousands were displaced, their homes and livelihoods destroyed. The trauma of those 3 days continues to haunt survivors. The memories of loved ones lost, the fear, the helplessness, and the anger remain raw even decades later. The fight for justice for the victims of the 1984 anti-Sikh riots has been a long and arduous one. Many perpetrators have escaped accountability. The Indian government has been slow to prosecute those responsible, and legal proceedings have often been delayed and ineffective. Despite the challenges, the Sikh community and human rights groups continue to demand justice. They seek accountability for the crimes committed and recognition of the scale and organized nature of the violence. The fight for justice is not just about punishment, it is about acknowledging the suffering of the victims. Efforts to secure justice and recognition have gained momentum in recent years. In 2023, California became the first state in the US to formally recognize the 1984 events as a genocide. This landmark decision brought renewed hope to the Sikh community. The quest for justice continues. The wounds of 1984 remain open. The fight for accountability and recognition is a testament to the resilience of the Sikh community. It is a reminder that justice delayed is justice denied.